Hello students, this is the second half of the video lecture for section 11.6. Today we're going to talk about volume of spheres. Our learning goal for this lesson is to be able to find the volume of a sphere. Theorem 11-11 gives us the formula for the volume of a sphere. It tells us that the volume of a sphere is 4/3 the product of pi and the cube of the radius of the sphere. Let's go ahead and look at a couple examples. First, let's find the volume of a sphere that has a diameter of 60 inches, and let's calculate its volume to the nearest cubic inch. So here we have a picture of our sphere, and it has a diameter of 60 inches. We want to know its volume to the nearest cubic inch. So the formula for volume of a sphere is 4/3 times pi times the cube of the radius. So here we have 4/3 times pi. Now if the diameter is 60, then the radius must be 30. And we're going to have that cubed. So here we have 4/3 times pi. 30 times 30 times 30 is 27,000. So we're going to multiply that by 4. And then divide the result by 3. So we get that this is 36,000 times pi. Now, to the nearest cubic inch, we multiply that by pi, and we find that this is approximately 113,097 cubic inches. Finally, problem 4 from section 11.6. We want to be able to use volume to calculate surface area. So it says the volume of a sphere is 4,200 cubic feet. What is its surface area to the nearest tenth? So we're going to need both formulas. We're going to need to know that the volume of a sphere is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. And the surface area of a sphere is 4 times pi times the radius squared. One thing you'll notice here is that both formulas have the radius. So in this case, using the numbers that were given, the volume itself is 4,200, and that equals 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. So here I want to get the r cubed by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides of this by 3/4. By doing this, the 4/3 and the 3/4 cancels. 3/4 of 4,200 is 3,150, and so that equals pi times the radius cubed. So let's divide both sides of this by pi. So pi divided by pi cancels, and we get that r cubed is equal to 1002.676. Now the decimal continues to go, but since my answer is eventually going to be rounded to the nearest tenth, I'm pretty okay with stopping here at 3 decimal places. Now one of the things that we're going to need to know how to do here that we haven't had to do yet is the ability to take a cube root. So once we have this number on our calculator, the 1002.6761414 blah 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 blah, what we want to do is we want to hit 3, then we want to hit second, then we want to hit this caret symbol, and then we want to plug in the answer that we just got. So we're going to hit second, and then the negative sign. Then we're going to press enter. So when you put all that onto the calculator screen, it should look something like 3x root of, and then ans. Now once you've done that, you should get r, which is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 10.0089. This is the value that we're going to use when we calculate the surface area. So surface area we're going to calculate the same way we've done previously. So here we have 4 times pi times the radius, which we just calculated to be 10.0089 squared. So since you've got that number on your calculator already, just go ahead and square it. You should get something a little bit more than 100. And when we multiply that by 4 pi, the surface area to the nearest tenth is going to be in the neighborhood of 1,258.9 square feet. So that concludes this video lecture on half of section 11.6, specifically covering the volume of spheres. Hopefully you understand everything that we did. Thanks for your attention, and I'll see you soon.